Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani and this is the video number 31, and in this video I will be explain example number 2. What mass of the barium chloride would be decomposed by 9.8 gram of sulfuric acid if 12 gram of barium sulfate and 2.75 gram of hydrogen chloride were produced in a reaction, assuming that the law of conservation of mass is true. Okay, so barium chloride, that is means BaCl2, would be decomposed by 9.8 gram of sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, so 2.75 gram of hydrogen chloride were produced in a reaction that the law of conservation of mass is true. So according to the way, barium chloride, BaCl2, sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, so BaCl2 react with H2SO4, so convert into the BaSO4 plus HCl. Okay, so according to the law of conservation of mass, total mass of the reactant is equal to the total mass of the product. Okay, so suppose the mass of the barium chloride, okay, suppose the mass of the X barium chloride is decomposed be X gram. So X plus barium chloride, X plus and then 9.8 given gram of sulfuric acid. So X of barium chloride, sulfuric acid given 9.8 gram, then convert into the barium sulfate given 12 gram and then hydrogen chloride given 2.75. So according to the calculation here, so X plus 9.8 is equal to 12.0 plus 2.75. So according to the calculation, because plus addition, then this value will going to the right side, then subtract. So this value come 4.95 gram. Okay. Then example number 3. Show that this data is agreement with the law of reciprocal proportion. KCl contains 52.0% potassium and Ki contains 23.6% potassium and ICl contains 78.2% iodine. So law of reciprocal. Law of reciprocal you already known about. Here given 3 elements: potassium, chlorine and then iodine. Okay, so K react with Cl, so KCl form, and then Cl react with ICl form, and then K react with I, so Ki form. Okay, so that is means here given percentage of the potassium given in KCl, percentage of the potassium given 52, so potassium given 52%, so percentage of the chlorine 100 minus 52, so 48%. Okay, and in Ki potassium given 23.6% and then iodine, so 100 minus 23.6%, 76.4%. So 76.4%. So in Ki 23.6%, in Ki 23.6% part of the potassium combined with the 76.4 parts of the iodine. Okay, so first half the potassium combined with 76.4 divided by 23.6. So iodine, parts of the iodine, so these parts of the iodine come. In KCl, okay, in KCl 52 parts of the potassium, this is 52 parts of the potassium combined with the 48 parts of the chlorine. Okay, so one of the part of the potassium combined with the 48 upon 52 parts of the chlorine, so 0.92 part of the chlorine. Okay, so the proportion of the chlorine and iodine which combine with the same mass of the potassium. Okay, so chlorine mass is 0.92 and iodine 3.237. Okay, so the ratio find lowest fraction, so 0.92 divided by 3.237, so 3.5, so 1 ratio 3.5. And in ICl, percentage of the iodine 78.2%, so remaining is chlorine, so 100 minus 78.2%, so 21.8% come. Okay, so the ratio of the chlorine and iodine, so chlorine is 21.8 and then iodine 78.2, so 1 ratio 3.5. Hence the data illustrate the law of reciprocal proportion. Clear? So first here you see KCl form KCl, ICl form ICl, and then Ki form Ki. Okay. Next topic is atom. Atom is the basic particle of an element which may or may not exist independently. Okay, so what is the atom? Atom is the basic particles of an element which may or may not exist independently. So Dalton used this term for these basic particles which take part in chemical reactions, because you already known about in periodic table all are atom. So whenever atoms combine, then molecule are formed. Okay, so first we discuss about atom. So atom is the basic particles of the element which may or may not exist independently. Then Dalton used this term for those basic particles which take part in chemical reactions. Okay, molecule was the name given by Avogadro to the ultimate particles of the chemical compound and which is capable of independent existence. Clear? Then after you already known about whenever two or more atoms combine, then molecule are formed. So here definition given. Molecules are made up of two or more atoms of either same element, otherwise different elements, and accordingly called homoatomic or heteroatomic molecules respectively. That is means H, single atom, then combined with other single hydrogen atom. So hydrogen combined with hydrogen, so H2 molecule. So same atom combined and then formation molecule. So it is called homoatomic. And then like hydrogen combined with oxygen. Okay, so two different atoms combined, so heteroatomic molecule are formed. Then if an element in the gaseous state contains only one atom, so it is called monoatomic. Clear? An element in the gaseous state contains only one atom, so it is called monoatomic. Like see noble gases. Noble gases you know about helium, neon, argon, krypton, etc. are all monoatomic because states contains only one atom. Clear? The gaseous elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, nitrogen, fluorine contains diatomic molecules. Okay. Then phosphorus and sulfur molecules contain phosphorus form P4 and then sulfur molecules form S8, 8 atoms. Okay, so phosphorus molecule contain 4 atoms and then sulfur molecules contain 8 atoms respectively. The number of atoms present in the molecule of an element or compound is known as atomicity. Okay, the number of atoms present in the molecule of an element or compound is known as atomicity. Okay, in O2, number of atom present 2. So that is means its atomicity is equal to 2. In ammonia, NH3, so 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. So that is means total 4. So atomicity of NH3 is equal to 4. Then atomicity of the glucose C12H22O11. So 12 carbon, 22 hydrogen and 11 oxygen. So 45. So its atomicity is equal to 45. Then atomic structure, atomic knowledge described by Dalton, because Dalton used this term for those basic particles which take part in the chemical reaction. So next topic is Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton based his theory on two other scientific principles. First is the law of conservation of mass, and then second one, the law of definite proportion. Okay, so Dalton based his theory on two other scientific properties. So first is the law of conservation of mass and second one, the law of definite proportion. Okay, you already known about conservation of mass, that is means in reactant, in product. Okay, total mass is equal. And then the law of definite proportion, that is means every atom react each together in fixed ratio like water. So water always 1:8 in way combined. Okay, so this is the law of definite proportion. Then Dalton said an atom cannot be broken down further without changing the chemical nature of the substance. So according to the Dalton, and an atom cannot be broken down further without changing the chemical nature of the substance. So main postulates of his theory are: first is each element is composed of extremely small particles called atoms. Each element is composed of extremely small particles called atoms. Second one thing said by Dalton, atom is a hard, dense and smallest individual particles of matter. Then each element consists of a particular kind of atoms. Each element consists of a particular kind of atoms. Then atoms of a particular elements are all alike but differ from atoms of the another element, like water different from another, CO2. Okay, the properties of the element differ because of the difference in the kinds of the atoms contained in them. The properties of the elements differ because of the difference in the kinds of the atoms contained in them. That is means like water properties are different from other water CO2 molecules. Clear? Next 6 point given by Dalton, atom is indestructible. That is means it cannot be destroyed or created. Next, atoms of the different elements take part in a chemical reactions to form compound. So now called we have to say molecule. So you already known about whenever atoms combine and then take part in a chemical reactions so to form compound. So it is now called molecules. Then in a given compounds, relative number and kinds of the atoms are constant. Okay, relative number and kinds of the atoms are constant. So these are 7 main points given by Dalton. Okay, so again I say the main postulates of his theory. First is each element composed of extremely small particles called atoms. Then second one, atom is a hard, dense, smallest individual particles of matter. Third one is each element consists of a particular kind of atoms. Fourth is atoms of a particular element are all alike but differ from atoms of another element. Then fifth, the properties of element differ because of the difference in the kind of the atoms contained in them. Then atom is indestructible, that is means it can't be destroyed or created. Then atoms of different elements take part in a chemical reaction to form compound, atom and now called molecule. And in a given compound, relative number and kinds of the atoms are constant. So these postulates of Dalton theory. Next topic is drawbacks of Dalton atomic theory. Drawbacks, that is means failing reason of Dalton atomic theory. So first reason is it fails to explain why should atoms of an element differ in their mass. Okay, because see, atom, water molecule, hydrogen different mass from oxygen, and then whenever water molecule form, so atomic mass combine and then molecular mass. Okay, and then water complete mass different from other molecule. So it failed to explain why should atoms of an element differ in their masses. Then second point, discovery of isotopes and isobars proved that atoms of same element may have different atomic mass, isotopes, and atoms of different kinds of may have same atomic mass, isobars. So Dalton didn't explain isotopes and isobars. So difference between isotopes and isobars: isotopes, that is means different atomic mass, and then isobar, that is means same atomic mass. Then third drawbacks of Dalton, the discovery of various subatomic particles like electron, protons, neutron, etc. lead to the idea that the atom was no longer the smallest individual particles of the matter. Okay, so discovery of the various subatomic particles, that the atom was no longer the smallest individual particles of the matter. So this is the 3 reason of drawbacks of Dalton atomic theory. First is didn't explain why should atom of the element differ in their masses. Second one, discovery of the isotopes and isobars proved that atoms of same element have different atomic mass, isotopes, and atoms of different kinds of may have same atomic mass, isobars. Then third is the discovery of various subatomic particles like electron, protons and neutron lead to the idea that atom was no longer the smallest individual particles of the matter. Then next topic is mole concept. Mole concept, it is a very important because this topic is related from your practical life and theoretical life both, because in laboratory this concept, it is very important. So I start. Mole concept. This term was first used by Ostwald in 1896 for giving counts or numbers to atoms, molecules, ion, etc. Okay, this term was first used by Ostwald in 1896 for giving counts or numbers to atoms, molecules and ions. That is means how many numbers in any molecule, in ions, so determined in the mole concept. As these particles are microscopic and not easy to count, so an easy measurable quantity was preferred by scientists. So which measurable quantity came? Mole. M-O-L-E, mole. Mole is the amount of the substance which contains the same number of particles. Okay, mole is the amount of the substance which contains the same number of particles like atoms, molecules or ions as the number of the atoms in 12 gram of carbon, C12. Okay, so mole is the amount of the substance which contains the same number of particles, atoms, molecules or ions as the number of the atoms in 12 gram of carbon. Then number of the atoms in 12 gram of carbon was found to be 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. This is the called Avogadro's number. Okay, the number of the atoms in 12 gram of carbon was found to be 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. This is called Avogadro's number. So a mole can be defined as the amount of substance having Avogadro number or 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 particles. Okay, whenever using this term mole, so it is essential to specify the kind of particles, ion, atoms, molecules, etc. Okay, so that is means according to this concept, so 1 mole of atom, because mole refers ion, atom and molecule. So 1 mole of atoms, 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms. And whenever this quantity written, so it is, we have to say 1 gram atom, and it is known as gram atomic mass of element. Okay, and if we have to write 1 mole of molecules, so 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 molecules. So 1 gram molecule is equal to gram molecular mass. Okay, gram molecular mass. Then molar volume. Molar volume, that is mean 1 mole of gas at NTP. NTP is normal temperature and pressure, so 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 molecules and atoms, so 22.4 liters, so at NTP, so gram molecular volume, molar volume. So number of moles find by this formula, mass in gram divide by gram molecular weight. Number of atoms, number of moles is equal to mass in gram divided by gram molecular weight. Okay. So mole concept, this term was first used by Ostwald in 1896 for giving counts or numbers to atoms, molecules and ions, etc. And these particles are microscopic and not easy to count, and easy measurable quantity was preferred by scientists. Then according to the Ostwald, mole is the amount of substance which contains the same number of particles, atom, molecules or ions as the number of atoms in 12 gram of carbon. And the number of the atoms in 12 gram of carbon was found to be 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. This is the called Avogadro's number. So number value, okay, so defined as the amount of the substance having Avogadro number or 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 particles. When using the term mole, so it is essential to specify the kind of particles, atoms, ions and molecules Okay, so 1 mole of atom is equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms is equal to 1 gram atom. So gram atomic mass of element.